to Unfiltered with Roxy, where we dive into real convos for real healing and change. I'm your host, Roxana Feenster, aka Roxy, and on this channel, we talk about topics that leads to real growth, healing, and change that sticks. So today I have a new little series, many lessons on the journey to self-discovery. And we're going to talk about the little but powerful lessons that make all the difference when we're figuring out who we are, what we really want, and that life is too short to be stuck in a cycle of stress, burnout, obligations that don't serve us. So I have four, little nuggets that will help us on this journey we call life. So the first tip is prioritize yourself like you're a job. When you go to work, what do? You make sure you look good, you feel good, you smell good, hopefully. All of those things, right? You make sure that you're prepared, you have your lunch, you have your water, you make sure that you have your pen, your notebook, your computer, all the things you need to be successful for that day. So for you, I need you to prioritize yourself like you're a job. Don't put your workout on the back burner. You deserve to prioritize yourself, mom, grandmother, sister, caregiver. Make sure that you're putting time to work out. Don't say that you don't have time for that, or, your kids need this. Your kids need you to show up whole and healthy. Go around the block. Do workouts in your house. There are never put yourself at the end of the list. Put yourself first, put your mask on first. That way you can help everyone else. One of the things with prioritizing yourself as a job, you make sure all the tasks for the day for your job get done. Well, your day is never going to be perfect. So if in your day you have to reschedule some things, it's fine, but just make sure that your top 3 things get done. My top always has to be strength training, making sure that I'm working out, drinking my water. I make sure I meditate, which is a new thing for me, but I decided that now that I'm in the phase of life that I'm in, I'm perimenopause, and I need that time so I don't kill anyone. I legit need to meditate, do my affirmations, make sure that I have my water throughout the day so I'm not so dehydrated I can't even think straight by the end of the day. So make sure that you're prioritizing yourself. Number 2, setting intentions with time, energy, and money. This leg of my journey, I have realized that I need to be more intentional. I can't say that I don't have any energy to do X, Y, and Z, because I do have a lot of energy. There are times where I'm like, I literally can probably vacuum the ceiling right now. I just want to clean. I just want to do this. So I do have the energy to do all the things that I want to do. But what I don't have energy for is to keep wasting time on things that don't deserve my energy. Like complaining about stuff. Like maybe doing something someone else wants me to do that I don't want to do. And a lot of times I think it's not even that other people want us to do it. It's just that we've decided that that's something that we're supposed to do. And let me just do it for the umpteenth time just because. So, for example, I realized that one of the things that I don't want to do anymore or put time to is volunteering hours and hours of time to church, to different organizations. I don't want to do that anymore. Yes, I will do 1 or 2, and those times I will already know that's the event I want to do, but not every event is going to be my event to do. And I realized that was a boundary I had to make and enforce. So maybe take time to sit down with yourself, talk to yourself, say, self, is this really what you want to waste your energy on? I'm going to have to spend my energy on something. Is this what I want to spend my energy on? The other thing that I said was money. I realized that I waste so much money on so much silly stuff that I don't even always know why or where the money has gone. And that's not good. Found myself saying that, oh, I wish I had more money. I wish I had this. I actually have a regular flow of money. Like, I'm not rich. I don't have a full time job anymore, but I'm not broke either. And I have resources. I'm not out on the street. I don't know why I'm so tight with money, with what I'm doing with my money, because I don't have to buy large amounts of food anymore. I don't have to travel a long distance to my job. I do have to drive, but yeah, it's not where it's so much gas that I'm just broke off of my travel. And I just had to think, like, I'm wasting way too much money on lunch, on, I don't even know, maybe TJ Maxx. I'm gonna have to go through a deep dive on my debit card to see why I did not have any money for the past couple of weeks, because it doesn't make any sense. So what I realized is, how am I spending my money? I need to be accountable for that. And one of the things that I learned from one of my friends is, I remember vividly her son had asked her something like, "Oh, why can't we get this or this?" And she was like, "Son, my money, I that's not what I planned for my money. Every one of my dollars has something that I intend to do with it." And I remember being like, wait, you can say no to someone when they ask you, especially your kid. And then also, wait, your money, every dollar you already know what you're going to do with every dollar. Like, that, to me, that was power. That was agency over your resources. So that's tip number 2. Make sure that you are putting your time, energy and money to what you've purposed them for. If it doesn't add to your growth, your joy, or your peace, stop putting into it. Okay, so number 3, and I just realized this recently for a lot of different reasons. I have been married for 25 years, and my husband doesn't really bug me about working or not working, other than, yes, I want you to work so we're not broke. But I don't know why, because he doesn't need my money. But he's like, doesn't care. But I found myself like trying to explain to him about why I'm moving the way I'm moving, trying to find another job. And he was like, no, I understand why you're doing the things you're doing and why you've chosen that. Like, it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to be able to finish your degree and do what you have to do. So it was like, why do we feel like we have to explain that? We need to get to a place where, even if he did need an explanation, it's fine. I needed to quit and do the things I needed to do for me to grow in this season. We shouldn't feel like it has to be an explanation. And sometimes you're not going to know the explanation until afterwards. Like, oh, it makes sense now. 2 plus 2 is 4, because if I didn't do this, if I wasn't here at this place. So we have to stop being to the point where we think everything needs an explanation to quit. You can quit a relationship, you can quit a job, you can quit a situation, you can quit your church if you don't like it, okay? You don't have to stay there. We can move past things and be like, it's just not a good vibe. That's what Coach Mandy says. It's not a good vibe. Keep it moving, right? One of the things that I had talked to my friend about is that, like, we have ideas of what we want to do, but sometimes it's not the thing that we should be chasing after. It's not the thing that we should be wanting to do. And it could be just because society or a group of friends are saying, this is an acceptable thing. This is what you should accede to. Like, you should want to work at this job. No, you could say no to that top tier thing and not have a reason. Just know in your spirit it's not for you. And one of the things that I think, as an adult, a mom of adult children, that I had to remember is, our kids are not emboldened to what we think is supposed to be on their life. So if you have a child that's a lawyer, if you have a child that's a doctor, they don't have to stay there forever, y'all. They don't have to give us a reason of why they don't want to do it. I mean, it'd be nice for our brains to have that as a reason, but at some point in time, our kids may be like, I just want to be a fry cook like SpongeBob, mom. And we have to be okay with that. We shouldn't, even when they're little, we shouldn't make them have to have explicit reason of why they do or do not want to do things. Now, what I will say is, when our kids are little, we want to encourage them and be empowering them. Like, why don't you want to go down the slide? Is it because you're scared? Don't be scared, because I'll be here to catch you. And even in the greater scheme of life, that's why I was able to do so many things, because I had people to catch me. I had my mom to catch me. I had my husband to catch me. My kids, best catchers ever, because when they catch me, they don't make me feel bad. They'll be like, Mom, we know you fucked up, but we love you anyway. Or they'll be like, you weren't fucked up in that situation and we still love you. The point is, like, I've been able to do as much because I have been able to jump and fall, or jump and spring, or jump and do other things. But we really need to get out of getting people in this thing of why. One of the great teachers for me in my lesson has been death. I just talked to my husband about this, and it's because death taught me that time is finite. Time is short on earth. So the things that I really want to do, I need to go at them hard, right? Another teacher for my family has been cancer. Cancer is heavy. So that's taught us, get your shit together. You got to move forward. You can't be talking about, oh, we're going to go on this trip. Let's go on the trip now. That has really exponentially made my husband and I, and even my kids, think about life in a more intense, more focused way of spending time together, focused way of getting out of stuff we don't want to do anymore. So I think make sure that for number 3, you don't need a reason to quit the relationship. It could be because of anything. Could be because, I don't know, one lady said she got a divorce with her husband because she didn't like the way he was making fun of Taylor Swift's situation. It was a little bit deeper than that, and I understood her thought pattern. And I think we need to do things like that more often. See the writing on the wall and get the hell out of that situation. Get out. All right. So number 4, stress is not a requirement. Stress on your job, for your family growth, for anything that you want to do, that's not a requirement. That is not something that has to be. One of the things that I realized is you don't have to work like a dog every day to make money. You can actually make a choice that you don't have a high stress job. You can make a choice that it's okay not to be the high powered, whatever, executive assistant, doctor, lawyer. You can still do those things at other places that don't have that stress or don't have that intensity. And if you don't make that same arm and a leg, it's still fine. Like, I don't know why we get into this thing of we have to be busy, we have to be stressed. Our kids don't have to be in all the things, y'all. It's okay for the kids to just be in 1 or 2 things, and for mom and dad to have their 1 or 2 things. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It shouldn't be everyone is stressed out for this one thing. And I think our mindset has to change with that. That would make families a lot happier if we all took a deep breath and knew we didn't have to have all the designer stuff. We could just get 1 or 2. We can all decide on what that thing is and be fine with it. I can get, I love Dolce Vita shoes, and some of their shoes for me was really expensive. And then I remember my husband being like, I mean, it's fine if you want to get good shoes. I mean, you're going to use them. They should always be comfortable. So get out of that thing where you can't spend money on your shoes, can't spend money on your clothes. Get your one or two good pieces and be happy. And I also, through the pandemic, when we were all home and I had time to dream about what I wanted my wardrobe to look like, I took the time to go through Banana Republic, Old Navy, my two best stores that I just love all their stuff. And I know the cuts that fit with me. Well, the jeans at American Eagle. Like, I already know those things. So I had stuff. I got rid of the stuff I didn't like. So at one point I only had stretch pants and a t-shirt, but I built my wardrobe up. And now it's like I had to go somewhere today and I had this nice little shirt that I could wear. You can't see it if you're not on YouTube, but I just think we need to spend and be intentional with the things that we want to do and not be so stressed out to the point where we can't enjoy it. Like, you can enjoy a job and not be stressed out. Right now, I'm an administrative assistant and I'm not stressed out every day when I go to work. Yes, there's days when we have maybe 10 cases at a time, but it's like there's spurts. Then we can still read. We can reorganize the office. Like, it's not a stressful job and we get paid well. I don't think we need to think it's all or nothing. And there's some people that love that. I'm just not built like that anymore. I have gone through several different phases where I love to be busy, but I want to be busy for the things I want to be busy for. And I do have energy. I'm putting it towards the things I want to do. So having a stressful job is not a necessity. So some of my final thoughts are that you can do all the things that you want to do. You just got to prioritize what you want to do. Prioritize yourself. Set your intentions about your time, your energy, your money. You don't need a reason to quit. And the last one, stress is not a job requirement. Those are things that'll help us on our journey in life to not feel so overwhelmed. We can't be at a point of overwhelm and try to be masterful at our life, right? So those are just a little bit of the things that'll help us keep our joy, keep our light, keep our creativity, keep the love for the life that we live. So I just wanted to say that I am sending you lots of love so that you can see yourself with the eyes of compassion, through the eyes of compassion, and light so that you can see the way that you're supposed to take on your journey. Love y'all. Thanks for listening and joining me on this podcast. Bye.